So there's far more than I'm going to say about Matthew 4, right? I'm just interested in Matthew 4 as far as it relates to the Genesis reading. So this isn't the only thing we can say about the temptations of Jesus. But if we're looking at links with Genesis 3, we can see that Jesus was tempted first with food, right? That's a very clear link with Genesis, isn't it? First, this food that he thinks he's not meant to have. Fulfill your food desires, Jesus. Jesus says, no, it's not all about food. It's about doing what God says. We don't just live by food. We don't just live by the material. And then Satan encourages him, effectively, to kill himself. Throw yourself down from the temple. Do something that ordinarily would kill you. And that links in with the Genesis too, because actually they're told to do something where they think they might die. But Jesus doesn't trust Satan's reading of God's word. He knows better than that. He knows that this is a deceiver and a liar. And so he is secure in his knowledge of God's word. He doesn't just take Satan's word for it. He knows God's word through and through, and that's a protection to him. He puts his trust in God's word. And then Satan tempts him to take power and rule, but to do so by worshipping Satan. And again, this links there with Genesis 3. They are told to take something that will make them powerful, make them like God. And here Satan's saying, well, proclaim your godliness. Be like God. Be worshipped by all the kingdoms of the world. All you have to do is worship me. And Jesus says, no, I'm not going to be like God that way. I'm going to be like God in choosing good. Worship the Lord your God only. Jesus overcomes. He has victory against the snake in the garden, in the wilderness here. In the wilderness. He has victory against the snake. And he names the Lord your God. That's the thing. Satan, I'm not sure if this is true of the whole Bible. I suspect it is true, but I'm not sure. I don't think Satan calls God Lord. I couldn't find out if that was true or not. But in the verses I've looked at, Satan seems prepared to call God God as a namer, but he's not saying the Lord my God, certainly. Whereas Jesus is prepared to say, worship the Lord your God. He should be your God, Satan. He's meant to be your God. Worship the Lord your God. Jesus is prepared to use verses that talk about the Lord. And in the Greek, it's not Elohim, because there's not that word in the Greek. But in the Greek, worship the Lord your God is drawing from the Old Testament verses where it's saying Elohim. It's saying Yahweh, sorry. It's saying the personal name of God. So it's a personal God that's on the lips of Jesus. It's his God that he's proclaiming. It's his God that he trusts in. We're going to sing a song called